Kind has potentially triggering content. This chapter has content warnings for gun violence and bombings, soundscaping of warfare, hunting, alcohol use, and non-consensual restraining. Please check the description of the episode for a full list of content warnings. This show is for adult audiences only. Listener discretion is advised.
It began like this. Before humans, there were the L. For millions of years we existed, breathing with the mountains, feeding off the land. When the earth healed from the great impact and the sun returned, we flourished. We developed language, community. We had children. For many millions of years thereafter, we lived. And then, one day, you curious creatures sprung into being. We watched you find your feet and learn to walk, to run, to hunt. We watched you discover fire and make tools from stone. We watched you shape the land into fertile harvests. We heard you speak, and how you spoke, and the music, the art, the beauty you would create. But with the beauty came the temptation. You discovered hatred. You gave in to the anger. The greed, drew lines in the soil to claim land, conquer and divide, us and them. And from that divide came evil, destruction.
From the air, the like of which has never been seen on this earth.
You weren't content with hurting each other. You had to hurt other creatures too. You had to hurt our home. So we, the L, hid. We withdrew to our sacred mountains and forests and rivers. We disconnected from humanity. Spread stories that our sanctuaries were cursed to keep you away. For hundreds and thousands of years, we existed. But our children became curious, restless. The louder you thrived, the harder it was to keep you out. One winter, a human came to be lost in Ibuki Mori. The beauty of their song enticed one of our children, beckoned them from the safety of our sanctuary to step into the mortal wild. The L child wandered among humans. When they finally returned to us, the first L human baby was born. And suddenly, we were mortal. This baby broke open our sanctuary, made our people vulnerable. Curiosity and longing, two things that do not come natural to the L, spread like wildfire. And one by one, the children left to find their own mortality, to find their own humanity. This migration wasn't unique to our mountain. This happened all over the world. Our children left us. They became human. Those of us left behind waited. We waited so long we became petrified, arms held wide in anticipation for our children's return. But they never did. The L froze. We became the trees, the branches. Our arms spread open in eternal wait. I was the last child of the L. Unlike my siblings, I never left. I was born with my roots planted firmly in our forest, a mountain. Ibukimori was the only world I knew, and I was never compelled to leave. I was afraid, maybe, of the unknown. But my people were petrified, and I was alone. I made my first puppet and it kept my company well, but it too grew beyond me, beyond Ibukimori, and it left. For the first time, I stepped into the mortal world to retrieve my puppet, my child. I saw the sickness and the corruption and violence of humanity. You were on the verge of extinction, and I knew you needed a savior, a greater, superior influence to act as your guiding hand. I kept one foot in the mortal world, in the hopes that everything would revert to how they once were. I became the carpenter, carving puppets from the petrified bodies of my people. I breathed into them life, bestowed upon them a name, and released them into the world. Humans sought after me, the god of Ibukimori, the carpenter, and in exchange for their loyalty and oaths of devotion, I would give them my creations to carry out my work. Perfect and invulnerable, subservient to their word, in turn, subservient to my will. For thousands of years it was so, and for 1,000 more years it should have been so. However, another lost human wandered into our sacred forest, and another L child, the only L child, was beckoned into the mortal wild. Give.
Sujin,
You were lying in the snow.
you were standing over me with eyes like weathered slate,
Bloodless and still,
pale in their indifference.
as though you were being consumed by the forest.
I thought that you were a spirit,
Soul
come to
and
take
all.
my soul.
You looked at me,
I looked at you,
hazy with death,
ready in surrender.
and you smiled.
Kind. Chapter 8. The Last.
Where am I? Who are you?
Who are you?
Give.
What does it mean?
What? My name?
Yes. What does it mean?
Oh, I was named after a hero. A knight who fought an entire army in his search for a king.
What happened to him?
He was lost in the snow.
You were not.
No. Did you find me?
Yes.
And you brought me here?
Yes.
Where is here?
It was once home to my sister. Her human built it for her when their child was born.
You're human?
They are gone now. Long returned to the earth. I come here when the wind is strong. She speaks through the wood.
What is she saying?
She is wistful, I think.
Is there anyone else?
No. They do not move anymore. They do not speak. I am the only one left.
That must be lonely.
Your hands were frozen, so I wrapped them and made the fire.
You ruined your clothes. For me.
Hands are useful. It would have been a shame for you to lose yours.
I should think so, yes.
You had a message on your stomach. Good luck. Were you searching for a king as well?
Nothing as lofty as that, unfortunately. I was hazed.
Hazed?
People do silly things for acceptance.
If I am hazed, then would humans accept me?
You want to be accepted?
At times, I wonder what it must be like to live amongst you.
It would be a far cry better than living alone in a cursed forest.
This forest is not cursed. It is sacred.
How so?
My people are here. All around us. You can hear them.
I think that's the trees.
Yes.
What's your name?
I will tell you when the storm passes.
All right. I like a bit of mystery. Do we have reception up here?
Reception.
For my phone?
This square thing.
Oh, damn. The screen's smashed to bits.
I found this as well.
At least we have something to drink. Although alcohol isn't ideal.
Are you thirsty?
A bit, yes.
And this. This is not good.
Would you like a drink?
I think so.
Sit down. There's nothing like an ice-cold beer during a blizzard. Tastes okay. No, you open the tab here, see? Pull it.
Like this.
Quick. Put your mouth over it. Drink it.
It's leaking liquid
Quick,
everywhere.
You're losing beer.
No, Why is it so prickly?
It's carbonated.
I do not like it.
You've never had beer before?
No.
I'm sorry. I should have warned you. It's an acquired taste.
I do not wish to acquire it.
That's probably for the best.
Those first days were warm. That's what I remember most about them. The warmth, not of the fire, but of your presence. Of us, flourishing in the midst of a snowstorm.
I can't not call you by a name.
Why not? There is no one else here but me.
You have to have a name. Even plants have names. That's how we make sense of the world.
I do not understand.
Precisely.
I want give.
No. Give is my name. You need one of your own.
Give me one.
Me?
Yes.
Your parents should have given you a name.
I want you to give me one.
You are a curious thing.
Give me a name.
Okay. Let's see. What about Sujin?
Sujin.
He's the protagonist in a novel I read when I was in high school. Baek Sujin, a naive man who was so altruistic it was to his own detriment. I greatly admired his character.
What does it mean?
Oh, it means virtuous or pure of heart. So, what do you think?
I like it. Thank you for giving me a name.
You are very welcome.
You were the first human to speak to me like I was one of you. You never once cowed, groveled, or prayed at my fate. You never wanted anything from me except my company. I felt human around you. And when you gave me my name, I almost believed I could be.
Is something burning?
Meat.
Oh, no. Sujin.
You need to eat to heal. I went hunting this morning and brought you food. Come and eat.
Oh. What is it supposed to be?
Rabbit.
Oh, no.
You don't like it?
It's not that. I'm very grateful, Sujin. I really am. But this is so burnt. It's practically charcoal.
You don't want it?
It's not a matter of wanting, you sweet man.
Here, eat.
Careful! It's too hot to touch. Sujin! What are you doing? Look at your poor hand.
You need to eat, or you'll die.
Here, hold the snow in your hand, otherwise it could blister. Sit down for a moment. Sit. Thank you.
My hand isn't hot anymore.
If you ever get burnt, put your hand in the snow or under cold water. The faster you are, the less damage there will be.
Do you heal people?
No, not exactly. In fact, I think I'd do the opposite.
You hurt them?
If I don't now, I will when I graduate. But I'd sell my soul for those kids.
Those kids?
My family. Eden Orphanage, to be precise. I grew up there, and, well, the old director was practically my mother. After she passed, I wanted to give back to Eden somehow. This education is my best chance to do that.
You are not happy.
That's irrelevant. Give me your hand.
You must be happy.
Must I?
I like it when you smile.
You'll avoid blisters this time. Where did you come from, Sujin?
The forest.
One man can't live here alone.
You must stay here with me.
I will. Until the storm passes.
Always.
I can't.
You can.
No, Sujin. You don't understand. Eden is my family, and I have to return to them.
You don't want to stay with me?
What I want isn't always what I should do. I've always wanted to be a nurse, someone who helps people. But I could be the best nurse in Elysium and still come home without anything to show for it. The money's in the blue towers.
You won't be happy. And if you're not happy, then Eden won't be happy, and your life will be wasted.
I'll find my happiness in what I can.
There is no happiness in becoming a blight.
A blight?
You feel it. The violence, the corruption. It entices you, so you hide behind your loyalty to feed your poison. You are blight.
What do you think I should do?
Become the best nurse in Elysium.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Look at the sky! It's so clear!
The storm is over.
I can go home!
Yes, you can. Humans should live.
Yes, we should.
I wanted to pull you back into that cabin. I wanted to burn another rabbit for you and talk to you about confusing things. I wanted to keep you for myself, but what I want isn't always what I should do. So, I took your hand and led you down the mountain.
How do you do that?
Do what?
Walk barefoot in the snow. It's like the cold doesn't even bother you.
It doesn't.
Look at your feet. You're perfectly fine. Medical miracle.
Cold doesn't hurt. Fire does.
Were your people the same?
Yes.
Sujin, come with me off the mountain. I can help get you a job somewhere. A good job. And a place to live.
I belong on the mountain.
You belong with people, not in isolation.
Bukimori is my home.
You're disappointed I'm not staying.
No. It was bigger than disappointment. It was a hurt that went deeper than any hurt has ever gone.
I'll come visit you. And this time, I'll bring something more than a six-pack in a case of frostbite.
You won't come back.
How can you be so certain?
Those that come to Ibukimori need something from me. You don't need me anymore.
Sujin, friends don't need a reason to see each other. We can just enjoy each other's company. Not everything has to be transactional.
Friends.
Of course, you sweet, impossible man.
You took my hand and smiled so brightly, I forgot my hurt. You had such a way with words, with touch. You set me into turmoil with one and soothed with the other. You were madness in all that was right, and I knew that I couldn't let you go. By the time we reached the road, you were stumbling over your feet. You were still weak from your illness, but you were happy, excited. I couldn't take my eyes off your face.
We made it! Oh, we made it!
Sujin? What's the matter?
I must return to the mountain.
You won't come with me?
No.
What if there's another storm? It's too dangerous up there.
I've lived in the mountains since I was born.
Will you tell me your name?
My name is Sujin. I wanted to tell you. Sujin is warm. Sujin is human. Befriended. But I promised to tell you after the storm. And breaking a promise to you felt like betrayal. My name is what I am. In your language, it is last, life giver, breath of the forest.
Breath of... like a Bukimori.
One day, I'll bring my people back, and they will live on by my hand.
It's beautiful. You are beautiful.
It took hours for a car to drive past, but the human agreed to take you into the city. You hesitated before releasing my hand. I felt the cold, and for the first time, it hurt. When the car disappeared from sight, I felt lonelier than I've ever felt. Lonelier than when I became the last.
You weren't at your usual grove, my lord. It took me hours to find you.
Bacula?
I do think a phone could be useful, my lord.
No.
The way you use Olivia to communicate with me is... it's jarring. Makes my wife very uneasy.
Would you rather I used another puppet? Joa, perhaps?
That might be preferable, yeah.
Listen to me well, Bacula. I must leave the mountain. At least for a time.
But... If you're not here...
For a time. This is very important.
May I at least know the reason, my lord?
I must undergo tabula rasa.
That's impossible.
It is possible. If I have a master.
That's why you called me here.
Will you do it?
Whatever reason you have, my lord, for doing this, yes, of course. I will do as you request. However, must you undergo tabula rasa? If you don't retain your memories, how will you ever return to us?
I have been alive since the first civilizations and all that has come after. To experience true humanity, I must discard it all. My immortality, my memories, my name.
But why?
You know me well, Bacula. My intentions, my goals. You will lead the other masters until I return.
How long will you be gone, my lord?
After your last breath, perhaps. I intend to see the human lifespan from youth to death, just this once. You will give me the directive to recall my memories in case of your death. Until that time, you and the other masters will keep your distance.
Puppets must remain close to their masters. And if they're in the field, an open line of communication
Then consider
is...
me defected. It's not unheard of if a master's will weaken.
And if something should go wrong?
I am making you my master, Bacula. You are the only one I can trust.
I understand, my lord. On one condition.
You would dare bargain with me, human?
Allow me to place puppets to guard you. Once you lose your memories, you'll become vulnerable.
That is my intention.
It would ease my mind, my lord.
Very well. Heed this, Bacula. Should your people make themselves known to me, I cannot guarantee their survival.
Yes, my lord. I will ensure they're well hidden. You are creating a puppet?
I will leave this one in your care.
Its purpose?
Use it as you wish. Consider it a gift for your enduring loyalty.
Thank you, my lord.
Daru is a pleasant name, don't you think? So I connected myself to Bacula, my most loyal servant. And he, in turn, gave me a new identity and new memories. It's the story of a puppet who escaped his master's grasp, lost himself in Silver City, and found himself in Eden. I was so convinced. My history was real to me.
And we were mugged.
Yes. I was shot. The connection severed. Bacula no longer had control over me. And I, with my false memories, created Kain to keep myself free. But he couldn't capture me. I was too strong, too powerful. I was no longer the carpenter, but I was still of the L.
Those trees, the one you carved the puppets from, were they...
They were my people. Petrified. Brought to life by my hand.
Oh, Sujin.
God you may be, but you were beyond naive. To think that you would trust Bacula so blindly. You gave him your throne. You claim to have watched humans from the moment we found our feet, but you don't know us at all.
Bacula Cheshla is a parasitic outlier who betrayed his great duty to his people. To me, he discarded me from the moment he turned his back on his promise. And thus I discarded him.
It was you.
Olivia?
It was you! This isn't the time! You're the one that made me! You're the one that sold me to my parents!
Stop it, Olivia, please.
You're an unfeeling bastard! How could you do that to me? To us? Trading puppets like currency! Was I nothing but the governor's trophy? Is that the reason I'm alive? Let go of me!
What, so you can hit me again?
What? Can't take a hit from your own creation? Hey!
Look, kid, I know this sucks. I know you want nothing more than to kick Bake's ass right now. Shit, I'm right there with you, but this isn't the time. We got a goddamn battleground out there and a fire that's right on top of us, so you need to save it for later. Alright?
Fine, but you're done torturing my mom. Kyle!
Yeah, you got it, babe.
All this time, we'd been trying to find the carpenter, and here you are.
I'm sorry, Kev.
My head's spinning just thinking about it. But, Sujin, we can't stay here.
The fire's spreading. It's almost here. If we're gonna move, we gotta move now.
Olivia, darling. I knew you would see reason.
Use that cord to tie our hands together.
Is that really necessary?
Bacula escaped, and he won't take this defeat lying down.
Don't listen to him, Olivia. I'm your mother. I loved you and raised you as my own.
Livs, if there's one thing I know about shitty parents, is that your mom is one of them.
But, Kyle...
Listen to me. I never knew about all this puppet shit until your parents kidnapped me. Your mom, that woman, took away my freedom. Anyone who's comfortable with doing that to another person, they're rotten. Chronically rotten. And judging by how desperately she's trying to save her research, she's never gonna change.
Don't listen to him. He's just a plaything to you. A pretty face to seek your comforts. You would take his word over mine. Your mother?
You're not my mother.
Excuse me.
You question my humanity. But if I was a mother, I could never abandon my daughter. Whether she was flesh and blood or carved from wood. Kyle? He's never abandoned me. So yeah, I take his word over yours.
You are pathetic. You think this little rebellion will make a mark? You're delusional. Bacula is gone. He has the tech. He doesn't need me to make more soldiers. You've already lost.
Kyle, can I borrow a sock?
I should have let
got you.
Bacula throw you into the fire. You have destroyed everything that's good in my life.
Shut the fuck up.
We have to go!
Leave it. What are you doing?
Emma says he has the tech, which means...
He'll restart his operation somewhere new.
Exactly. There might be a clue in her research.
Good thinking. Grab what you can.
Holy shit, holy shit!
It's all on fire. The whole estate.
Tough luck, kid. I know it was your home and all.
No, I never considered it my home. But I'm gonna miss it.
I'm gonna miss climbing through your window.
You almost died. Every time.
That's a bit of an exaggeration.
No, it isn't.
No, it isn't.
We watch as the Cheshire estate burned down to a pile of blackened rubble. It's almost celebratory. Puppets and humans standing side by side, watching the fire purify and scorch the earth clean.
The official story is that a protest got out of hand, exasperated by the SCPD. Shit happened, things exploded.
What about Eden?
Eden will keep his mouth shut and turn in his resignation. Unless he wants me to release all the dirt on him I've been collecting since he made me lieutenant.
You think the chief will buy that?
If you weren't so overzealous on the stolen gear, this wouldn't be such a goddamn mess.
If our side had any chance of winning, we were gonna need every advantage.
The explosives, Dana? Was that necessary?
Clearly it was.
Needless to say.
I'm out, right?
Sorry.
Don't be. I was planning on leaving anyway.
You can also consider this my notice of resignation, Lieutenant.
Very well. Damn shame to be losing my best detectives, but it's better than sending you to prison. Word of advice? Go for a holiday. A long holiday. Somewhere outside of my jurisdiction.
Thanks for the tip, Cassie.
Now, get out of my goddamn sight.
Sujin?
There's an old story told to the children of many eras and many nations, of two lovers, the sun and the moon, meeting only during the gift of twilight. For 2 precious moments each day, they embrace, and one spreads their light across the sky as the other sinks below their horizon, waiting, yearning, admiring their lover's dominion. I recall this story as I approached them. Those stark, wide faces of the dead. And in this precious twilight, we embrace. And so it came to be. And so it will be for thousands more. The twilight dims, dissipates, bows to the dominion of the liberated. And they turn and run, and never once look back. We leave for the commune. It's a mass exodus. Over 100 of us streaming through the back roads of Silver City. Through the canopied paths and the dense foliage. Alongside the drifting sun-dappled river. Gathering before the great Sugi tree.
Huh? What's going on?
Director!
You made it out!
Oh, thank God you're all safe.
Well, it looks like everyone's packing up.
Yep. Just in case the SCPD decide to finish what they started, the Kindred have decided to move on.
Where will you go?
The Kindred have come to unanimous agreement that we shall join you on your endeavors.
Huh?
Our time under the governor's control has opened our eyes to how far we have strayed from our righteous cause. With Brotherkind and the Carpenter returned to us, we shall follow in your footsteps and assist in the liberation of our people.
I don't think
He
that's
means to say that's a wonderful idea. Don't you, Brother Kind?
Of course. Sibling Dahlia and Sister August have proven themselves to be more than capable of leading our people. Thus...
Brother Orin and I have decided to step down from our positions.
And I must humbly apologize to Sister Clover. Our last conversation was skewed by my corruptible hubris. Perhaps you might accept my apology and join us once more?
We'll see. You're kind of a dick, Orin. Like, inherently. Not sure if that's something that you can apologize away.
That is an entirely fair observation. Yes.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but we still got a shit ton to do. Tracking down the masters, rounding up 2,000 puppets, and figuring out where Chieshla's new evil heir is. Yeah, we're gonna need the extra help.
Then we will be more than happy to assist.
I, for one, welcome the new blood. No offense, but it does get rather tiring seeing the same faces every day.
Director!
What? Well, it's not like I can sleep with any of you. Unless...
No.
Well, there you go. Clover, was it? How very lovely to meet you.
Director? Right?
Oh, please. Call me Hestia.
Come on, really?
I catch August and Dahlia before the Kindred make their second exodus to Ibuki Mori. When I stand before them, alone and exposed to their scrutiny, I suddenly lose my words, my courage. Carpenter I may be, but the weight of my history dissipates as the tongue-tied mortal takes to the fore. I just wanted to,
There is no need, Brother Sujin.
That is the name you prefer, is it not?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Do you know why the Kindred choose to scar the Sugi tree with our dead?
To remember.
In a part, yes. We memorialize to honor those returned to the earth before us. And we acknowledge the perfect unity of a life. A ring is not made with a single strike, but 100 strikes made in anger, sadness, joy, and devotion. Whatever your intentions behind kind, your actions, made in ill intent or good, are imbued in our stories. Some may call you savior, some may call you a shadow, but your role has been determined, and we must embrace all that has led us to the present.
What? So you forgive and forget, and that's it?
Forgiveness is a personal journey, one I cannot determine for the Kindred. But we never forget, Brother Sujin. We must never forget.
I don't quite understand your philosophy, but I'll apologize all the same.
Instead of apologizing, perhaps you would like to help us instead.
Help you with what? Dahlia hands me a whittling knife, and for the rest of the afternoon, I carve rings into the Sugi tree. As I carve each ring, I think about those I failed. I think about their names, their dreams, their families and friends that were left behind with their own carousel of lies. I think about their final moments, their pleas, their stoicism, their rage, their fragile mortality. The Sugi bleeds amber sap over my hands, and as the sun sets over the barren commune, they are finally numb to me. Foreign limbs, not my own.
Thank you, Olivia. Kyle, you can both leave
Oh,
if you...
no, I'm staying.
Olivia.
She's my mom. Oh, she was my mom. I need to be here.
I'm with Liz. Sorry.
Let them stay. Bake, you want to do the honors?
Allow me, Dana. Move and I'll snap your neck.
Damn.
Ask your questions.
You know what we want.
Indeed I do.
So?
You must think me soft if you expect me to bend so easily.
What's it gonna take, Chiashla?
It would be cheaper to kill me.
We would prefer to work with you, Mrs. Jieshla, if only you would tell us where your husband is.
You destroyed my lab. Our future.
Well, how about this? If you lead us to your husband, you'll be free to return to your work. Create a new lab. You won't be prosecuted with the other masters.
You can't guarantee that.
Actually, she can. The SCPD is getting an overhaul. Lieutenant Alder is to step into the captain's role.
And Alder is our person.
So you see? We are the people you want most on your side.
So, what's it gonna be, Emma? Are you gonna take the fall of your shitty absent husband? Or are you gonna be your own damn person for once in your miserable fucking life?
What's more important to you? Your unappreciated loyalty? Or your life's work?
And what about him? He's the carpenter. He's the one who created the masters. What's his punishment?
He isn't the carpenter anymore, and Kind was killed in the warehouse shooting. This man is Sujin, my husband. He is no more and no
Your
less.
husband is the most culpable of us. And he is afforded absolution. Whereas I'm tied up and gagged in this rotting cabin, and the masters, victims of the carpenter's machinations, are made fugitive. How is this fair?
I will pay for my sins.
How? By playing house.
Regardless of what my sentence may be. I'll strip away the L from my flesh and embrace mortality. I will die as you do and return my flesh to the earth.
Sujin, no!
You would give up all that power.
It's a light sentence. I'm allowing myself time with Give. When he dies, I too will go.
Bacula and I were like you once. Ready to die for each other.
We're not asking you to die for him, nor him you. He will be
The
safe.
man he is now. He has become a shadow of himself. We hadn't slept in the same bed for years. At one point, I was so certain I hated him.
But you love him. Sincerely. That much is obvious.
Yes. I was so new when I met him. Freshly immigrated, overwhelmed by Silver City. It was at a symposium. I presented my work on emotional regulation through closed-loop brain implants. Bacula came up to me afterwards. He was impressed. More than. And he invited me to have lunch with him. By the end of the day, he offered to fund my research. By the end of the month, he wanted to make me his wife. But the one thing I cherished more than my work was the idea of becoming a mother, of having a family. Bacula wanted the same. He'd never had a family. Not the kind you see in movies. The estate had pristine marble floors and fireplaces that were never in use. He had a cold childhood. And when we were married, he yearned for something more. A child. It was our singular hope.
But you couldn't conceive.
It was a difficult time for us. And just as the cracks began to appear in our marriage, he heard about the cursed god in the cursed forest. Ibuki Mori.
That is how your husband met the carpenter?
Bacula was desperate to save our marriage. He was desperate for a chance and a real family. I think he was also desperate to make up for his perceived shortcomings. In exchange for a child, the carpenter required Bacula to devote himself, his life, to his new god and their great plan. Bacula, like he does with everything, threw himself headfirst into acting like the devoted servant. We were given Olivia, and Bacula paid for it with his life, his personhood. He spent years enslaved to his god. His will was no longer his own. I loved and resented him for it. My pitiful, beautiful husband. And then the carpenter disappeared, leaving behind a vacuum of power that Bacula was ordered to fill. And I watched as my husband became unrecognizable. Corruption is addictive, you see. The more you cast away your mortality, the easier it is for you to violate and perpetrate. I was Persephone, trapped in the underworld with Hades during all those long winter nights.
It was due to my greed that Bacula changed. I thought him untouched by temptation. I thought him truly devout.
He wasn't coerced to betray the carpenter, or to enslave a militia of humans.
I could have influenced his decisions.
Carpenter. Sujin, what will happen if you find my husband? Will he be allowed to live?
If he were to be punished, he should be sentenced by the kindred.
And I will go free.
Well, as far as anyone's concerned, you're presumed dead in the rubble of the Chieshla estate. So you can do whatever you want. Be whoever you want to be.
Okay. I agree to your terms. I will help you find my husband.
Nice to see you finally made the right decision.
After your display at the estate, I find it difficult to believe you would so readily change your mind.
You don't understand. I'm doing this to save my husband. I was so lost in his vision, his greed, that I forgot the man I married. The optimistic, big-hearted man who wished for a family of his own. He was good. You must have known that to trust him like you did.
I enjoyed his ambitions. I thought he had much to offer humanity.
I saw that in him too. I want that man back. I want my husband back. That is why I changed my mind, Yvonne.
It's Alana.
Ilana, then.
We will put our faith in you, Emma. But betray that faith.
I understand.
Alana, cut her loose.
Are you sure?
Well, she makes a run for it. You'll just snap her neck, right?
Right.
Well, go on then. Frolic and be free, but make sure you're within the limits of the camp.
Olivia.
We're done, Emma. There's nothing more to say.
I understand.
Olivia! Dana!
What's cooking?
Not so much cooking, just salads and sandwiches, I'm afraid.
Grab a plate. You all must be starved.
Thank you, but we have too much to do.
One can't live without eating. Whatever you must do, it isn't as important as sustaining the spirit with good food and friends.
Yeah, I don't know about carpenters or whatever, but I'm human and my blood sugar's stinking. You got a plate for me?
Indeed I do. Come. Sit with us. Eat.
So, we sit. And we eat. The navy broom of twilight gives way to the boundless sea of night. And we, humans and puppets and El alike, share in each other's company and food. It's so seamless. It's how it should have been. All those millennia ago. As the kindred retire to their tents, the last of us gather on the porch. Generals are on the sandbox to plan our next steps.
Dana and I will hunt down the other masters.
Starting with the 4 from Silver City.
We may not be SCPD anymore, but Lieutenant Alder might be open to offering some assistance.
Oh, she will be. Cassie might be a hard-headed bitch, but she's okay. She'll want to make things right.
I want in.
Should he be
If
here?
you're going after the masters, that means you'll be going after my dad. So I want in.
I don't know, kid.
Yeah, this isn't your call. Kyle's an adult. If he wants to join you guys, he will.
Alana.
Kyle could be a good source of information.
I think he deserves to at least meet his father. I'm sure there's a lot you want to resolve with him.
Yeah, like how can he pardon me after the CS list?
All right. Keep your damn hair on. Fine. Alana, the kid, and I will go after the masters. Meanwhile,
Kindred will embark on a pilgrimage, seeking out liberated puppets to help along their journey or offer them sanctuary.
That's gonna take a while.
I'll join your, pilgrimage.
What about your studies?
One thing I know for certain is that puppets and humans share the same mind. You're going to need me.
Then you will become kindred once more.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I'm with you, Clover.
Are you sure?
Well, it's not like I have much of a choice. My house burned down and my parents are fugitives. So, road trip it is.
all right, cool. So you guys do your pilgrimage road trip thingy, and you and Bake.
We will find Bakula Chieshla, with Emma Chieshla's assistance.
I still don't think we can trust her.
If she proves to be useless, then we discard her.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like she can do anything with roided-out Hulk around.
Roided out?
And while all of you are off gallivanting on your respective adventures, I suppose us boring humans will keep house at Eden.
Oh, I'm not gallivanting anywhere, Director.
We gotta get the kids back. It's gonna be a long process,
I mean, technically you guys are victims, so there's no reason why you can't get the kids back under your care.
But we'll help, of course, however we can.
Kimia, maybe I should go with them.
No, you should stay at Eden. Make sure everyone's safe. The Masters may be in hiding, but they might still retaliate.
And I'm not letting you leave. Not again.
Kimia.
Not ever.
Then I'll stay.
One more thing. Bake, do you remember our agreement?
I do.
So?
Kind is dead.
And the carpenter?
I'm leaving that name behind as well. I have no need for it.
You won't make any more of us.
No.
Promise me. Promise me that you will never make another puppet again.
I promise. You are the last.
I'll hold you to it. What are you thinking about?
About Sylvia.
She'd be proud of you.
Yeah, maybe. I know that everyone's trying to give him grace, but I'm still so angry. And I'm supposed to just let it go?
You don't have to let it go, Kyle.
I hate him for what he did.
Yeah,
I also hate him for what he did to you.
I know. I do too.
You know what Sylvia would say? She'd be like super zen and say hate is a waste of energy that I could put into my studies or whatever.
I wish I knew her better.
She liked you. Said so after our first date.
Oh? What else did she say about me?
That anyone who did a hunk like me has good taste. This sucks.
Majorly.
You're not here for a conversation.
I'm sorry, Kyle.
Nah, I get it. You're going on a pilgrimage with a cult. I'm gonna be busy hunting down my dad.
We were so young when we got together. I mean, we still are. And I think we worked because we needed each other. When my parents stopped being my parents and you lost Sylvia, we just gravitated towards each other. And it was good. It was exactly what we needed at the time. But now...
Now we gotta figure out who we are.
Exactly.
I still can't believe I dated a tree. I'm gonna miss you, Liz.
I love you, Kyle Dilstern. I'll never stop loving you.
I love you too.
You're worried.
I am?
They're gonna be fine. We're the ones you should be worrying about. 2 ex-cops and a snot-nosed kid. Yeah, we're fucked.
You're not going to smoke?
I should quit.
Wait. Can I have it?
You want my lighter?
Please.
Is this like, what, a locket with my picture in it?
Something like that.
Alana, I know you feel like crap right now.
I'm not...
Hear me out, okay? It wasn't you, and I could see it plain as fucking day. It wasn't my partner that broke into my place. It was Leech, through and through. And I want to kill the bastard for taking control of you like that, for using your body and your voice against your will. Shit, I might kill him after all. I don't have a badge to lose anymore.
Thank you, Dana.
Just don't ever put me through that again, all right? For a moment there, I thought you left me, and it was like there wasn't any point to anything anymore. Shit got dark, Alana. It wasn't good.
But you came for me. You saved me.
I did.
And we're here now. Safe. Alive. Together.
We are. Lana,
Shut up and kiss me, Leo.
Yes, ma'am.
In the cool twilight of dawn, I follow Sujin into a quiet, isolated clearing in the forest. At first, I don't recognize this place. Its thick foliage and crunching detritus. Just another quiet den of Ibuki Mori. But then, I see the ancient tree stump, and the crooked branches that look like claws scraping the violet sky. And I realize that this is where I almost died. This is where I met the carpenter. There's no one here but us. A breath held in anticipation. Not even the wind dares to break this sacred reverie. Sujin leaves himself behind. Only for a moment. In his place is the carpenter, with eyes like weathered slate, pale in their indifference. He holds out his right hand before himself, fingers curled into a white-knuckled fist. His left hand seeks me in the gloom. I take it, slip my warm fingers through his, impossibly rigid like sanded wood, and in a single, simple exhale, he slowly unfurls his right hand. The forest breathes. The earth hums. And they are finally free.
What is it?
Governor, they're not letting us go. They're not going to be satisfied until they see us all hang.
Who says I'm hanging?
Listen here. If we hang, you hang.
The beautiful thing about this implant is that there are no limitations. One man is all it takes to control an army of millions.
What the fuck? You think you can do this without us?
I don't need you, Leech. I just need your face and your name.
This was your plan all along, wasn't it? You bastard, you were gonna fuck us!
A shame your rebirth will have to be delayed. Until then, I expect you to keep yourself alive and well.
You fucking hear me? If we hang, then you will fucking hang!
Chapter 8 stars Jiho or KoreHan as the carpenter and Sujin Bek, GM Hakim as Give Hassan, Skye Redden as Detective Dana Liu, Bree Frankel as Detective Ilana Stone, Athena Lee as Olivia Cheshler, Xaylon Ecter as Kyle Dilstern, Jeremy Tucker as Governor Bakula Cheshler, Shykodah-Khi McGrath or Vixina as Emma Cheshler, Sneha Kumar as Maeve Kelly and Daru, Patrick J. Delva as Owen Reed and Dudonné, Vanessa Benoit as Kimia Azar, Roussouw or J33721 as the director and the narrator, Mystic Waterz as Lieutenant Cassie Alder, Willa Julius as August, Matt Doherty as Dahlia, Aurora Ave-L as Clover, Madison Diaz or Something Extra VA as Lucky, Hayden Sullivan or Urchids as Oren, and James Reece as Dodder Leach. Kind is produced by Madison Diaz. The script supervisor is Matt Doherty. The show consultant is Austin Sharp and James Reece. The Strange Kind studio artists are Elias McDonald and Eva Monique. Kind is written, directed, and sound designed by Jae-in Hwan. The sound effects and music for this show is sourced from Epidemic Sound. You can find the link to the full music credits in the description of this episode. Please follow, rate, and review to support our show. This has been presented by Strange Kind Studio.